I'm Kat, and you're watching Kitty Gang. Today I'm here with Adam from DubTub, and we're going to be talking boards and business. But first, Prosecco time. Cheers, Adam.
Cheers.
How did you get started with DubTub?
So DubTub kind of started as a means to support a living. I lost a job. I was working in the oil field in Alberta and basically needed a means to get out, basically to pay bills, things like that. So I started a little wood shop. I started building coffee tables, and I was putting them on social media. People would start sending me things. Hey Adam, you should build this, you should build that.
Yep.
The board had come into my vision. Somebody sent me a board and said, hey, can you make one of these? And I said, I think I could make one of these, and I think I can make a really cool one. Building coffee tables took up a lot of space. We're only in a small little shop, so the board made sense that we were able to do like many a boards, you know, test and trial and things like that. So out of that experience, we came up with the DubTub.
Amazing. And have you always been into carpentry, or how did you get started into that, woodworking?
So my dad actually had me started as like a young little boy.
Cool.
My dad raised me single-handedly. My mom, there was some stuff that was going on there, so my dad kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. Like, just started building in our backyard, and we started building like dog houses and like decks. And we had the coolest backyard as a kid. Like, we had like literally a village, and in my high school, everybody was like, "Oh, we need to go to Kaufmann's backyard." And so we did little parties there and stuff. But I built all this stuff with my dad, just basically on art, and him and I working together growing up as a kid.
I love that when we were talking earlier, you were saying that it's an art. What he builds is not just for function; it's art and a craft in it itself. And I think that was really cool that you'd mentioned that. So you can definitely see it in your work and everything that you do, and I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the name DubTub?
So basically, originally I had started just wanting to have build a board, which was kind of the dream product for that name. The only problem was the name was like $1,200 as a domain, American, that I had to buy. Yeah, like I bought domain names for $20.
Yeah, they just didn't cost that much unless they're a really good name.
Unless they're really good, which build a board was for what I wanted to do. And I started naming things that would rhyme with dub, and I was thinking, well, rub-a-dub-dub, and all these different like bath names I could come up with to make something cool. That's when DubTub came into the search engine, and I looked at that, and I was so sold when I heard DubTub.
How long does it take you to make a board?
Roughly it takes about an hour to make a board. We use all like organic ingredients, like natural wax finishes. The process that we have right now, and the company that we're using for our wax finishes, they build children's wooden toys in Europe with. Kids' teeth are on this and everything, like a smorgasbord, like food and platter or whatever you want. Like, you don't have to worry about any chemicals hitting your food. Everything's totally environmentally safe, conscious, the whole deal. So.
And that part, the finishing, takes the longest time.
It honestly takes the longest. When the wax is drying, you've got to hit it at a certain point. Otherwise, you miss that point, and you're not going to have a proper product. So we've got all that figured out.
Can you talk a little bit more about the people you decide to surround yourself with when it comes to building your business and helping other creatives grow?
I think one of the biggest things when finding people is people that are motivated and determined. They see the same things that you do, whether it's DubTub or whether it's photographers, videographers, and things like and models. You can see who wants it. You know, who wants to make something better, you know, and some people are driven harder to do things for success, others aren't. One of my biggest values in business is just honesty.
Yep.
Right at the end of the day, like, if you can trust each other between your team, between business relationships, that's the most important thing. So that's personally what I look for.
100%. And it's also, talking about earlier, it's people can say they want to be doing these things, but it's another, like, they can have the vision, but it's another thing to actually have the motivation to go out and do it. And your team seems to be all on that same page.
Yeah, they've been like...
What do you do to make sure that you come back to a project that you've already started instead of just leaving a project half finished? For me, I have all these ideas and I start them, I get into a roadblock, and I move on to something else.
I think the biggest thing is to keep your eye on the prize.
Okay.
Right, so for us it's been the DubTub. And I think that has been the inspiring thing all along.
Yeah.
Like anything, you know, when you're trying to make something 100% like perfection, you run into a lot of frustrations, a lot of roadblocks on the way.
Right.
It's a product. You know,
Yep.
you're using somebody else's stuff. You're trying to integrate it. So sometimes, you know, a little bit of just getting away from it for a bit and then coming back. It's amazing how it's like, oh, you know, like add a little more water. Oh, a little more natural.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you have any advice for negotiating your product when you meet with other business owners or CEOs that want to purchase what you're selling?
Numbers are always something in business. Building DubTub and the team that I've had into place, one of the biggest things, you know, in doing this is that I want to make sure that everybody on the team is taken care of, right? Because without the team, DubTub is nothing. When I'm in negotiations, I have a firm price that I know that this is the price that we need to make sure that our team gets paid, because our team has families, our team has things that they want to do. It's not about, you know, one person getting up, it's about how we all achieve the same level.
Last but not least, do you have any upcoming projects that you wanted to share with Kitty Gang today?
Over the last little while, we've had a lot of models and photographers and stuff using this tub. For anybody that knows Canada, it gets cold here in the winter, like real cold. And we were trying to think of like different ways that we can still keep the tub operational.
All year round, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to build this little bathhouse that we can put the tub in. We're going to build a little cabin that looks like a bathhouse with a couple French doors on it. The building itself will have, basically the whole thing will be built around photography. We're going to put the tub inside of there with little heaters, keeping in mind all the photographers and stuff that we do work with up to this point, that I appreciate everything that they've done.
Keeping the photographers in mind and having the space open all year round.
Yeah.
That's really handy. Yeah. We're going to have a tour of the space where DubTub does all its photo shoots and parties, so stick around, right?
That's right. Stick around.
Stick around.
We'll show you more.
Don't blink.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't blink.